Good morning, this is Melanie, aka Princess Ninja, aka the Keto Critic, and aka Discouraged. So tomorrow is 2 weeks since I got back from my cruise, and my whole entire vacation, I was on vacation for a week, I stuck to keto except for 2 days. And in those 2 days, I ate a couple pieces of cake, I ate 3 or 4 cocktails, I drank 3 or 4 cocktails. I did not intermittent fast. I just kind of ate whatever I would have eaten before I found keto. And I fully expected a weight gain. Well, when I got back from the ship and I got on the scale, the weight gain actually was 10 pounds. 10 pounds in 2 days. So I knew that 90% of that would be water weight. My blood sugar was out of control. My ketones were non-existent. So I have been strict keto now, going on day 10. When I say strict keto, I mean I have been eating less than 30 whole carbs. My net carbs have been 15 or lower. I've been watching my calorie counts, keeping them at 1,500 or lower. I've only had 1 or 2 days with 1,700 calories. I have busted out at least 6 cardio workouts of 20 minutes or more. My step count has been 10,000 steps every day. And because there's always people that doubt, I just want to show you. So this is my Fitbit. Let me show you. So 209.2, you can see that when I came back from vacation, I've been down to 205, 204, 201, 201. I even went back down to 198. But now here I am at 201.1. And so I can't seem to take off this 10 pounds that I put on, and I'm getting really frustrated. I guess it's because in my head, I don't think that 2 days of cheating on keto, let's say that I consumed 5,000 calories each day, that would be what, 6,000 calories? That should be 2 pounds. That should be 2 pounds. However, I've run a calorie deficit of probably 800 to 1,000 calories a day for the last 10 days. So once again, that should be 800 to 1,000 calories. Thank goodness there was nothing in that cup. But anyway, so I have just decided, because you can see here my step counts. This is my Fitbit app. You can see my step counts, 10,000, 12,000, 12,000, 11,000, right? I had these 3 days where I was sick. I was very sick, but you can see since I've come back from the cruise, I have been working my butt off. And so the first week it was like, okay, yeah, well, I screwed up, you know, blah, 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 blah. And normal people could do the 2 cheat days. They could go on strict keto, and within a couple days, their weight would be right back where they were, and they'd probably lose weight. But not me, not me. My metabolism is flipping me the big old middle finger right now and saying, see what you get? So I have not eaten or drank anything. 94, that's my morning blood sugar, and my ketones, 0.3. With that being said, I never have good ketones in the morning, but my goal today is 80 to 90% fat, keep my calories at 1,000 or under, and see if I can't get this extra 2 pounds that I'm carrying around from 2 weeks ago off of my body. Okay, so this morning my husband and I have been working on our garage. We're throwing away, organizing, straightening some things out. So you can see here that just doing that this morning, this will show you the time. So you can see it's 11:39 a.m. and I have already burned 1,000 calories and accumulated 2,900 steps. The only thing that I've eaten so far, I did a bulletproof coffee this morning. I didn't eat it, I drank it. It had 1 tablespoon of grass-fed butter and 1 teaspoon of MCT oil. I did not put any heavy whipping cream in it. I have kind of gotten that out of my diet. And of course then I logged my electrolyte powder, lipoic acid, vitamin B, my vitamins. I actually created a recipe for that so that I only have to log that one thing instead of going in individual, you know, logging. I'm getting ready to eat my first meal of the day, which I probably should hold off. Okay. So my blood sugar is the same exact as it was this morning when I woke up as my fasted blood sugar. My ketones have come up to 0.4. So since my blood sugar is still okay, my ketones are coming up, I think I'm gonna hold off eating, even though physically I'm starting to feel hungry. This is the normal time, as you can see, 11:42. So this is the time that I normally break my fast. I'm not going to yet. My blood glucose is still way too high. My ketones are not where I want them. So I'm just gonna hold off on lunch for a little bit. I'll come up when I'm ready to scramble me up some eggs with mayo. That's how I'm gonna keep my fat grams at 80%. And it's also how I'm gonna keep my calories at 1,000 or under. This, you know, Princess Ninja is about being strong, and it's about overcoming obstacles, and it's about sticking with it through thick and thin. It's about recognizing the non-scale victories and not just being about weight. However, 2 weeks, you know, of being so regimented, so strict, so on point. I mean, I'm nailing everything. And it's like, how in the world do you gain 9.5 pounds in 2 days, and then it takes you 10 days of just being stricter than you've ever been to take it off? So I would be lying to you if I said, and I would be fake if I said I wasn't just so totally discouraged and frustrated. And you know what? I'm gonna leave this video up, and I'm probably gonna put a title in it to remind myself why I can never ever cheat on keto again. Okay, so another update. It is now 1:27. I've also another 2,000 steps. I spring cleaned my kitchen, bleached my counters, cleaned the countertops, cleaned my Keurig. I made my husband a wrap, a low carb wrap. Still haven't eaten. I'm not gonna eat at this point, I don't think, until dinner, and I'm gonna shoot for a 24-hour fast. And I really don't think the 180 calories I drank in my coffee this morning is gonna have. Okay, so I went from a 0.8 to a 0.7, so I've actually lost. I don't know what happened there. So last time I checked, I was still at 94. I am still at 90, so I'm gonna continue fasting. It is currently 3:56. I'm using a app called MyFast. 18 hours, 41 minutes, and 55 seconds. Now I did have that 180 calorie bulletproof coffee, but I have not eaten anything in almost 19 hours. So I have been incredibly busy today. My husband and I cleaned the garage, and we took a load to the dump. And that was a big job. I'm talking spring cleaning type cleaning. And I cleaned the kitchen and scoured the countertops, cleaned the sinks, loaded the dishwasher. I've done about 4 loads of laundry. I've scrubbed my floors in the bathroom and spring cleaned, extra clean, sanitized the bathroom. I've got the clothes put away, and let's see what else. Oh, and I did the living room floors. I stripped the dog bedding, and I'm washing the dog bedding now. So I've been stupid crazy today, and you can see I have 10,182 steps, and I have burnt 2,000 calories. So I am really super excited. Number one, I typically can't go that long without eating and working out so much with a blood glucose of 90 something. So part of me, maybe out of ignorance, is kind of like, well, why isn't my blood glucose dropping? I'm not eating anything. There's nothing to turn into glucose. What's happening? But this also might be a non-scale victory because my body is actually healing from insulin resistance and it's learning to regulate the blood sugar all by itself. All by itself. That is not what I expected. I expected much lower. My blood sugar is at 89. However, my ketones have come up. I figured right now I'm at 19, almost 19 hours fasted. By the time I get a shower, change my clothes, and we actually get somewhere, get something to eat, it's probably gonna be a good solid 20-hour fast. So I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, well, I am back from dinner. I ended up eating a little bit more than I thought. Everything was keto. I had a bunless burger with an egg on top, 2 slices of bacon, about a quarter of an avocado, and then I put mayonnaise. There was a tomato slice, a large iceberg lettuce leaf, and then 2 pickle spears. Because I'm honest, I log everything. All right, so that ends up being what I did today. I have 16 carbohydrates left. So I had 4 grams of carbohydrates, 8 total carbs, 124 grams of fat, and 65 grams of protein for 1,376 calories. If I come here to my carb manager and I hit in depth, that's where it gives me my ratios. So you can see my ratios are excellent. So this is my Fitbit activity. That's my Fitbit activity. 11,261 steps, and I burnt 2,401 calories. So the fact that I consumed 1,300 calories today, I'm running an $1,100 calorie deficit. My goal tomorrow is, very little carbohydrates. So I ate dinner at 5 o'clock and it is now 7:06. And you can see here my blood glucose is 91 and my ketones 0.6. So my ketones are not where I thought they would be. Typically when I do a fat fast or I do a long-term fast, a fast over 16 hours, typically I see ketone levels shoot up well over 1 point something. That might be different tomorrow. So I'm gonna plan to do the same thing tomorrow. First thing tomorrow morning, I'm going to, before I do my bulletproof coffee, I'm going to do my blood glucose and ketones for you again to see if the overnight fast maybe ramps things up. But typically my ketones are very low in the morning, never above 0.6 or 0.7. Good morning. So it's day 2 of my fat fast experiment. I am just now waking up. I just want to show you my weigh-in. 199.2. Blood sugar is almost the same as it was yesterday morning. It was 97 yesterday morning. It's 96 this morning. But yesterday my ketones were like 0.3 and this morning they are 0.5. So that's a little higher than normal for me for the first blood glucose ketones of the morning. So that's all I got right now. I'm gonna go make my bulletproof coffee. I am going to have that this morning, but everything else today I'm gonna put eating off and see how long I can fast. So anyway, I wanted to show you something real quick. Okay, so at this point, I have been fasting now. This is my MyFast app. I have been fasting for 20 hours, 20 minutes and 14 seconds. And I'm getting ready to break that fast. My husband is going to be cooking up some steaks. I'm going to keep it strictly protein and fat today. But I got to test my sugar because I really need to go taste that chili to see what I need to add to it. But I'll show you that when we go over there. And now I'm not working as hard as I did yesterday. 81, we have a blood glucose of 81. Woo, wait till you see those ketones. Okay, so you see my blood sugar is 81. You can see the time here. Let me show you this so you know it's legit. 131, so it's legit. But look at what's happened to the ketones. If you'll remember all day yesterday and even this morning, I never broke 1. And look at the ketones now, 1.6. So obviously the fat fasting and the fasting in general is helping me. So today I'm getting ready to break my fast, and you can see that because I'm gonna taste that wonderful chili. I hope it's wonderful. I say it's wonderful, but I don't know. So let me tell you a little bit about this chili. And I'm going to carry you with me because my tripod is currently being used for Christmas decorations, so I'm carrying the camera. Can you see that? I can't see if you can see that. Let me flip this around because I really want you to see how delicious that looks. Okay, so it's a 3-meat chili, and what I did was I fried up some bacon, and while I was frying the bacon, I added I am going to try, let me get a little piece of everything. Okay. Oh my God, that's delicious. That is going to be so spicy. That is delicious. Oh my goodness. So we got these beautiful New York strips, and I have them sitting out resting at room temperature. You never want to put a steak on heat when it's cold because then it sweats, it loses its moisture. You always want to let it sit out and get about room temperature before you start searing it. But anyway, that's what we're going to do. We're going to sear those bad boys up. I'm going to make me a sauce to bring up my fat for this. I'm going to make a sauce with sour cream and horseradish, and that should significantly pick up my fats. That, and I had some MCT oil this morning, so we ought to be good to go. Anyway, I'll see you at the next blood and ketone check. Okay, so I'm back again, still running my experiment. You can see it is now 4:25. It's been about 2 hours and 20 minutes since I ate last. So I'm gonna have to run and go get some blood glucose strips. My very final video in this experiment is going to be my weigh-in tomorrow morning, along with my blood glucose and ketone readings. So you can definitely see that eating has had an impact as my ketones have dropped from 1.8 to 0.8. 93. I've got a headache now though. I did take some Dr. Eric Berg's electrolyte powder. I forgot to do that this morning and I got a headache now, so. But I had a 7-ounce New York strip with the fat visibly eaten and 2 tablespoons of Daisy sour cream, and so I have 19 carbohydrates left. I've consumed 62 grams of fat 42 grams of protein, and I'm at 764 calories. I'll go ahead and do a before bedtime blood glucose and ketone. Then I'm going to do a blood glucose and ketone in the morning. And then I'm also going to weigh in, and that will be the end of this series. And hopefully I see the scale go downward. Hopefully my morning blood sugar is under 100. Hopefully I'm producing some ketones, and even if the scale doesn't show it, I know the keto's working. I am back, and I forgot my phone's in my pocket. My sugar's getting a little low, I think. I'm feeling a little crabby, a little cranky, a little tired, got a dull headache. I've only consumed 700 calories today so far, but I've done a whole lot of work, and you're going to see here in just a minute. I hope you can hear me over this fan blowing, but it's too nice outside to have the AC on. So you can see my steps, 11,555 steps today for a calorie burn of 2,350. You can see I've had 31 active minutes. I took the dogs for a 1 mile walk. Since I ate at around, 1:30-ish, this is my dinner. I have 2 soft-boiled, I have 2 warm soft-boiled eggs. It just came out of the water. I have some guacamole, and I have about a tablespoon of mayo that I'm going to dip my eggs in. You can call it gross if you want. It's my life. It's my life. Okay, so 101, and it's been, let's see, it is 6:59, so it's been about 5 hours since I've eaten anything. I'm a little surprised that my blood sugar is still 101, because if you remember a couple hours ago, at around 4:30, my blood sugar was in the 90s, so it's actually gone up. So you can see 0.6. So my ketones have gone down, my blood glucose has gone up. Gonna do another fat fast, and the next time I see you will be in the morning, getting on the scale. You're gonna get to see the weigh-in results as I step on the scale, and then I'm gonna test my blood glucose and ketone levels. So you can see my macros. I've only had 3 carbohydrates. I've had 91 grams of fat and 55 grams of protein. And if I go to my macros, I'm 2% shy on my fat macros for a fat fast, but that's okay too. According to this, my Fitbit, I've burned 1,100 calories. I've only consumed 1,000, so I should have really burnt some fat today. I'm gonna go back to my normal fasting tomorrow, and I'll see you tomorrow. Good morning. So this is going to be my last video on this fasting, because today I'm going back to my normal 18-hour fasting, and I might even do 19 hours today. So as far as my weight results, restricting my carbohydrates to less than 5 carbohydrates for the entire weekend, I was able to take off 1.1 pounds. But if you look at my body fat percentage, I was also able to drop that by 0.6. Now that's a number that fluctuates almost every day. This is one of it's not the highest ketones I've had in the morning, but 1.2. So You saw, well, Saturday morning I started with a 0.3 in the morning. Sunday morning I started with a 0.4 or 5. I don't remember. I'll have to go back when I edit the video. And this morning I'm at 1.2, which is pretty high for me for a morning. But I started out Saturday morning with a blood sugar of, I think, 95 or 96. Saturday was like 94, and this morning is 89. So my experiment definitely helped me get back to a lower glucose level and a higher ketone level so that I can continue fat burning. I'm going to put this video together sometime this week and get it uploaded to YouTube. So just in case you guys were ever wanting to know how it really impacts you to do a fat fast. So I think if I would have reduced my protein even further than I did, I think I'd have seen even better results. But the whole goal here is not to starve, and it's not to lose weight. It's to eliminate the residual glucose stores that were in my body from the cruise. Obviously, I still had some because my weight has been horrible for the last 10 days. So hopefully from here on out, I'm going to see that natural downward climb. Sometimes it spikes up a little bit, but for the most part, it stays in a downward direction. So hopefully that's where I'm going from here. But if not, I have to hold on to the fact that far more important than 21 pounds lost, far more important than the size inside my jeans, I am off all medication. That is bigger than any weight loss I could ever achieve. The fact that I can take my blood glucose now when I first wake up and it's not 140 is bigger than a 5-pound weight loss. The fact that I can take my blood glucose now on a regular basis, even within minutes of eating, and it's not above 120 compared to 150 to 250 on medication is a huge victory. So I'm putting these videos out there to show you how real this journey is, because you got a lot of YouTubers out there that the only time you hear from them is when they have a weight loss. You got a lot of YouTubers out there that make some of us feel like if we're not losing 2-3 pounds steady a week that we're doing something wrong. But keto is not a magic pill. It's not, you're not going to lose weight overnight. And if you are over age 40, if you are premenopausal or menopausal, if you are diabetic, if you have PCOS, metabolic syndrome, and you have been a chronic dieter throughout your life, initially you're going to drop weight. But the closer you get to your goal weight, things are going to slow down, and it can be frustrating, especially if you look out into Facebook and you look out into YouTube. I even heard a YouTuber the other day bragging about how their weight loss was so much faster than everyone else's. And I wanted to reach through the camera, and I am enjoying this journey. And I am proud of myself on this journey. But where I get myself into trouble is when I compare my journey to somebody else's. I lose sight of my non-scale victories. And my non-scale victories are tremendous. Anyway, comment below if you have any questions about the experiment. if I have an update to add, if I get on the scale tomorrow and I see another big whoosh, or if I ever see a whoosh, I will update this video. I'll add in the comments. I'll do something. So comment, let me know what you thought about this experiment. If you found it interesting, if you found it helpful, and hopefully when I come to you next weekend with my 7th month keto update, I've got some good results. But as of right now, it looks like for my 7 months, I will be at 0. Nothing gained, nothing lost. So there's always month 8. Meanwhile, you keep being a ninja. I'm going to keep being a ninja. We're just going to ninja this.